definitely big part of the problem.
That's the first thing on the show is Drake saying, I'm a big part of the problem. What's up, everybody? Welcome to, let me make sure all the sounds are going here. Welcome to Sunday night. Welcome to All Things Fantasy Grounds Talk Show, the show that is meant to teach and help. But the opinions stated by the four of us on the show tonight are not that of Smiteworks USA, LLC, or Fantasy Grounds, or DM's Guild, so please don't think that. Um, Before we get right into it,
They could think that they'd just be wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens to me a lot. Is people take what I say and then they manipulate that information to where it's wrong, and usually I'm right. This is do I think I'm better than everybody? Yes, I do. Anyway, since you piped up, how are you, Furied Fate?
I'm good. I was playing a session of Curse of Strahd earlier today at an actual table with actual fucking people. It was really great. We almost died. So awesome.
Sweet. And Drake, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Can't believe it's Sunday already. Where did my weekend go? All this gaming and crap that I do. It's just pow.
It's just flying by. It's football. Yeah. It's opening. It's kickoff weekend, by the way. It's football.
Oh, I would have to turn the TV on to know that.
So let's say hi to our guest tonight. He is the newest member of Team Tui, and his first publication went up today. And I'll put the link back in the chat again for those of us that might have only joined the last few minutes. And say hi to Lord Taser. How are you, sir?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're here tonight. I'm very excited. We're going to go over his new product, which is the first thing, I don't know a better word than thing, the first part of the complete offensive package called Threat Fields. And before we get started, why don't you just, in your own words, for as long or as short as you want to, tell people your sort of background, how you got into gaming, like who you are, and how that led you to programming and everything. Just, in your own words, whatever you want to say.
Well, I grew up a part of gaming life from the age of 5. My grandmother had Nintendo, and I would play Fester's Quest out the wazoo. And that just developed over the years and years and years. And I eventually got into wanting to learn how to code and make my own games.
Wait, hold on. Your grandmother had a Nintendo?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm sorry, I'm just really stuck on that. Like, did she play? I have to know. Did she play? Did she play the Nintendo, or did she just have it to have it?
She had it. She played it. She even had a Super Nintendo at one point and played it. She had to do breathing treatments, so she had to sit still for a while, and that would occupy her while she sat still.
So based on this, you don't have to give away your age if you don't want to, but I'm assuming you're Gen Z. Am I close?
Gen X.
You're Gen X. Wow. So you're in my generation, and your grandmother had Nintendo. My parents.
Wait.
Yeah.
No,
Wait,
I'm getting the gen wrong. I'm getting the gen.
Let's just get
86.
Okay, he's in my generation.
Oh, you're 86.
He's a millennial.
He's a millennial, yeah. So yeah, so you're a millennial. Okay, well, still, yeah. So that would make sense then. Because your grandmother is probably right around my age. I don't know how the math works, but anyway, that is awesome.
Did you have a Nintendo, Rob? When you were young?
My father brought home Pong, and then I lost my mind, and it all went crazy from there. Then I had Atari 2600. We were middle class, but we weren't upper middle class. So I really wanted Intellivision when it came out, but we couldn't afford it. I think when I was really young, my brothers had something called Odyssey, which was a video game system that you put a piece of plastic on the TV screen and it stuck there, and then that was the game, like Haunted House or whatever. And then when I got into high school and started to get my own money by, trading and collecting comics, then I moved up to like Timex Sinclair 1000 and Atari 400, Atari 800, and then it all got crazy. And now I'm, where we are today. But yeah, so I was big on, and I had Nintendo, I had Genesis, I had all those. Yep. But my grandmother would have been somebody who might have had a rotary phone, maybe. That's how old I am. All right, let's get off that. So I'm gonna go over here to. I'm sorry, Lord Taser. Did you have more you wanted to say about your story, or did I kind of hijacked it from you?
Not really. I just got into coding to kind of make my own games, and after life events happened, I just didn't pursue that path until I came across Fantasy Grounds.
What kind of games were you trying to code for?
Fantasy Ground or not Fantasy Grounds, fantasy RPG sort of games, based off of 3.5.
Okay, cool. Like text based, or were you trying to do like the whole production with like graphics and
The whole
artwork?
production.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah, I actually up until 3 years ago was in active pursuit of that when I built my computer. I built it for game development and then that did it. So
What year did you start building computers? I want to know.
6 years ago, first one I built was
Okay.
AMD FX 8350. And then the second one was Threadripper.
Nice. I like that. That's pretty good. I'm in the process of building mine right now.
Cool.
Is that
There's
right?
nothing like it.
But what?
There's nothing like it.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I had one built, and I had an assistant, or basically I was the assistant, and I just watched him build it together. And this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna put it, and I'm like so fucking nervous about putting my chip on the motherboard. And I'm like, I want somebody to watch me and yell at me when I fuck up.
The best thing to do is not force anything and let everything just slide into place.
And apparently, not put a whole shit ton of thermal paste is what I've seen on like every single YouTube video.
Yep. I did a bunch of research. It seems like the X is the best one, but everyone has their own style and preference. I watched one with an acrylic press that actually spread it all out, and I chose the X when I did Threadripper.
That seems like a lot. I mean, I was thinking like do 5 dots, decent sized dots, and just be fine with that. But I don't know. Now that you're talking about doing it a whole X, I'm like, well, I guess.
You just got to be frugal with it.
Okay. I guess I could do that. Yeah, sure.
My favorite way to buy or to get a computer going is to go to the store and buy it, and then as I'm loading it into the trunk of my car, they're stocking the shelf with the next higher version, because that's how fast all the shit moves.
That
Yes.
is very true.
Yeah. Like I just discovered my computer's 2 years old and didn't have Bluetooth. That kind of blew me away. Like I had to get a Bluetooth dongle because mine didn't even have it like internally. Kind of crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I don't even know if my new one has Bluetooth. I mean, I know it has Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi adapter built into the motherboard, but I didn't even think about Bluetooth. Oh my god.
Yeah, because I had to switch to AirPods now, so I don't have to wear a headset anymore. I had to have Bluetooth, and I went to go turn it on, and it wasn't there, and I'm like, what? So I had to get a little $12 Bluetooth adapter for like a USB. All right, let's welcome to computer class, everybody. No, we're gonna. So I have your Lord Taser. I have your screen up here so people can see your desktop. So I'll just take it away. Show us what your thing does, and we'll all marvel, and people will have questions, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, the first thing I wanted to show you was something that I didn't show in the video, and that's if the turn is not yours, whether the combat tractor is active or not, none of the threat ranges will actually appear. So once we start combat, the threat ranges, once we hover over the appropriate fields, I'm going to start off with melee. We added the melee field and got rid of the thrown property for the spear because cop threat fields does not like mixing tags. It will detect one and not delete the second.
By the way, everybody, he'll say COP, COP, which is short for complete offensive package.
Yeah.
So when you hear him say that, that's what he means.
I thought so. Clever.
My brain just went bad boys. What you got?
Cops is filmed live in Spokane, Washington.
So as we hover over the spear, it'll display a circular image over the tiles. Now, when we were testing this, we chose the circle so that we could use compatibility for hex grid, as well as variant rules and ranged weapons. What I mean by variant rules is for weapons like glaive or the whip that have reach. We used a 25% rule so that if the circle covered 25% or more of a given tile, that tile was in the targeting field. But if it covered 25 or less than 25%, it was not in the targeting field, allowing the corners on this 5x5 grid to be dropped.
Right. And by the way, the viewers cannot see your mouse pointer. So you might just be a little diligent about, now I'm hovering over, the longbow
Glaive.
attack or whatever. Yeah. So I think most people will get it, but I just wanted you to be aware we can't see your mouse pointer.
Okay.
I'll try to duplicate. Yeah. So he's here now, everybody. He's hovering right here is where I think he is. Glaive +2.
Yep. And from here, we can go on to the ranged weapons because that's what we're all waiting for, right? The real bread and butter.
That's right.
So we have the 20 feet displayed for the normal attack range. We're going to zoom out a little bit more because
this is for light crossbow. Which one is this?
This is dart.
Oh, dart. Okay, dart.
We're going to go the other way so we can actually see the second line. The black line is the edge of the disadvantage zone. So we can attack up to this with disadvantage and up to the red without disadvantage.
Oh, that's super helpful.
And it applies to all weapons, but what I like most about this is that we can create custom items, such as the one that I made here with the Assassin's Dagger. I got rid of the thrown property and give it ammunition, and in the description it said it wasn't balanced for throwing, and instead shoots a magical dagger out from its form. So we have 30 feet extended outward, and we can't see it without making it really tiny. But
I see. Yep, I see the 120 on the outer edge. I see it in the upper left there. I see the circle being created.
Yep. Oops. I was over the hand crossbow that time, not the Assassin's Dagger. In coding, I got so used to calling the 30-20 range hand crossbow for reference that I now instinctively go to the hand crossbow. But this is everything in a nutshell. But the beautiful part, in my opinion, is when we get to the dynamic grid setting, which is real simple. You can do it by mouse or you can do it by editing the values. But you come up here, you go to your grid, and you just change your value. Let's say this guy on this giant's table eats a bit of food, and he grows in twice his size. Now, the reason why I'm showing you guys this is that this is probably the most crucial part, because doubtful you'll ever do this, but if you ever did, and you go and hover over your weapons, even if you resize the token like this, it'll show the distance incorrectly. That's because the token image is not the correct size for the token area.
Right. I'm assuming you're about to say you have to redrag it from the combat tracker and drop. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Or you can manually adjust the size, but you don't get the same accuracy as you do when you drag and drop. But after that, it displays the correct range.
Nice. So in the case of using the enlarge spell or anything like that changes your size, you're all set.
Correct.
Very nice.
And
this has no dynamic effect. It's not targeting anything. It's not picking up anything. It's just strictly showing you your short and long ranges or your melee reach.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, actually. And it works. Has it been tested with Mad Nomad's range thing?
I have not tested it with any other extensions at this time, other than CAE and Metacurry's indicators, because those are the only two extensions that I have access to.
By the way, if you need other ones, right? If you need more, you just let me know, and I'll give them to you so you can test.
We do have a question in the chat. They're asking about opportunity attacks. You said it only shows the threat field if it's your turn on the combat tracker. What about opportunity attacks?
It unfortunately it doesn't show on any other turn. And for example, if I go to sample 2, none of the threat fields will generate. Now the reason why I did this is for the DM's turn when it comes to NPCs, so that there's not 5 people displaying their images at one time trying to plan their moves in advance, conflicting with the DM's choices. The DM section hasn't been implemented yet because I haven't figured out how to access the combat tracker in that way, but it is a planned expansion to threat fields.
Okay.
Yeah, that opens up a bigger can of worms, that's for sure.
Yeah, I would have never thought about that opportunity attack thing until I was playing it and went, oh wait, what about now? Is that something that can be turned on and off? Like a lot of times, people that make these extensions, they will. People will say, "Can you do this and can you do that?" And then, some people might want it, some people might not. So they make it an option in the options to actually turn it on and turn it off. In other words, could you have an option where it shows all people's things? You know how you said you limited it to just whose turn it is, but could you make it so that it's everybody if you wanted to?
I believe so. I'm exploring that option because I want the GM to be able to see whatever the players are seeing.
Yeah.
So that if he is asked still, can I hit this creature because it's on the line?
And it might be nice. Yeah, it might be nice to be able to see everyone's thing because it's only going to pop onto the map if someone's hovering over their weapon. It's not like there's going to be 80 circles on everything all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's something to think about.
And does that replace the existing Fantasy Grounds
nope.
threat? Oh, no, it's still there, yeah. So there's your threat range too when it's your turn. You just
but it's so but sometimes but here's the thing. So go to bin and open do this for me, Lord Taser. Open his sizes and make his size and reach, make that 10. Okay, and now redrag him onto the combat tracker so that it's proper. And then you see how now, but that actually is wrong. So hover over it. If you're using the variant rule, those outside squares would not be shaded, but Fantasy Grounds does not do that. Because to the outside square is 15 feet, not 10 feet. So technically your range, but Fantasy Grounds doesn't have the ability to block out those the 4 squares that are on your extreme corners. However, his thing does do that. So there you go.
Right.
Oh, just don't use a variant rule then. This makes it easy.
No! I want to use the variant rule.
I don't use it.
I love to DM with the variant rule because people think either they're moving or they're ranging something, and they go, okay, and I'm like, nope, that's 5 feet too far. They go, what are you talking about? I go, measure it. And they go, God damn it. And everybody gets really frustrated. And of course, for me, that's a fun thing as a DM is when players get frustrated. That's just one.
No, that ruins my plan. My critical plan to foil your plan is now foiled.
I love it. I love all that stuff. All right. So, what else, everybody? Does anybody have more questions? This is like a really cool thing. Oh, and I'm assuming that it will not conflict with. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm assuming it will not conflict with Kent's range. He's got an extension that if you shoot at somebody, he measures the range, so he knows if it's melee or disadvantage for outside reach or what, long and short range. It does all that automatically. So this will work great in tandem with that because you'll be able to see a visual representation of it.
Right.
Kent's thing sort of just does it all behind the scenes, but you can't tell by looking at the map.
Right.
Yeah, when Kent's extension came out, I was like, it would be cool if you could see that. Now you can't. Now you can't.
Oh, Zenball. Hey, by the way, I want to start training people on Twitch. If you're on your browser, maybe you can't do this if you're on your phone, but on the lower, at the bottom of the chat on the left, there are channel points, and one of the options is to highlight your question. So I would like to start. I'm going to try to mention this a couple times on each show on Sunday. If you have questions to put in the chat, highlight it if you can. But even if you can't, put all caps question colon and then your question, so that we can we can see easier that it's a question rather than, because if you guys are talking at each other in the chat, or you guys are messaging each other and we don't need to know about it, but a question's a nice big thing that sort of stands out that we can see. But I see Zenball has a question. If you use the forge to make a weapon, does the new item need to be coded in?
As long as it's inheriting the properties from the previous item, it shouldn't need to be coded unless it's a melee only item. It's the only tag you should need to add.
Right.
Could you show us though? Could you make a weapon through the forge and see if it works, please?
Yep. Equipment.
The good old magic item forge.
I'll be honest, I've never used the forge before.
Oh yeah, so you have to put a template.
Oh, I gotta load modules.
Yeah,
first.
yeah. You should be able to do it with the player's hand. I'm sorry. You're gonna need the DM's Guild, Dungeon Master's Guide. God, I so much hate that my brain can't handle this one thing that the DMG is Dungeon Master's Guide. Also happens to be DM's Guild, DMG. I can't. I don't like it. It's very upsetting. So when he makes this weapon in the forge, he'll be able to open it and see the properties, and then most times, like he said, you shouldn't have to ever adjust it unless it's melee only. Then you have to put the word melee in there.
Yep, or unless you give a weapon a special magical property.
Right.
Like one of the weapons that I custom made was a rope dart. Just a normal dart that's got reach.
Okay, so while that's loading, there is another question. Another good option for this would be also for pack tactics or sneak attacks using the threat field of melee weapons rather than just the typical 5-foot threat field. So let's do the forge thing first.
Yeah, Gobi-Wan Kenobi. There's already a extension for that. It doesn't show you the measurement, but it does all that stuff automatically. It knows if you're a swashbuckler. It knows if you're within 5 feet. It knows if an opponent is within 5 feet of you or the target or whatever all those sneak attack. It knows if you have advantage. Whatever all those parameters are that make it happen, sneak attack is automatic, and it's on the DM's Guild. It's just called sneak attack, and that's already been done. It's already part of Team 2E stuff.
It knows if you've been bad or good.
It does, for goodness sake. Yeah, absolutely. So are these items or templates you're scrolling through right now?
These are the effects. I was looking for an effect to put on it, I guess. I didn't know exactly what they were looking for.
What you have to do is you have to put a like item and a like template. So it has to be a weapon and a weapon, or a potion and a potion, but in your case you're doing weapons, obviously. So you want to put just another weapon template in the template side, and you should be good.
Yeah.
It can be anything.
Berserker Axe. There we go.
Okay, now just hit forge. Boom.
Now it's got the properties of light and magic, but it doesn't have the melee property.
Right, so you would crack that open and just add melee.
Not here.
No.
It has to be on the weapons list. This is where all the data is pulled.
Oh, it has to, on the character sheet, right.
Yep.
But if you did that, if you opened it, as I said, and put melee and then drug it onto the character sheet, it would show up.
It would transfer to the weapon properties?
Yeah, because so just do it. Just open that. Where did that go?
right there.
Yeah, so open it and then put melee in the weapon and then close it and drag it onto the inventory, and then go to the actions tab, and it should be.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
boom.
awesome.
Fantasy Grounds, everybody. So there you go, and again, as a reminder, you only have to add melee. You don't have to add ranged or thrown or whatever. Those are all done because Fantasy Grounds defaults, if it's a melee, it just doesn't say anything. So the only reason you're putting the word melee in there is for this extension to work. Is that do I have that right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
I was gonna say, Journeyman actually has a really good question after you finish answering.
yeah, the only because like you said, the other ones come with all the other properties. I had to filter out the light, the finesse, the heavy, the two-handed. The best way was just to eliminate them all and add a melee statement.
The sharpshooter feat.
Oh, that is a good question.
Ban it. Just get rid of it.
It's banned?
Just take
You
it
can't
out.
use it anymore. Does this automatically sharpshooter just doubles range, right? Isn't that what it does?
Yeah, I believe it adds on to the end of the range, so it becomes like hand crossbow would be 35, 125, or 130, something like that.
Oh no, I thought it doubled.
Give you any negatives. No, it doesn't give you any negatives. So you don't get disadvantage at long range.
Oh,
that's all.
Can you do me a favor? Go to feats and open sharpshooter. Let's read it.
Oh wait, I gotta go here. Sidebar.
And you don't get cover penalties.
So what I was thinking about, like warlocks have attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage. So that okay. Let's take these point by point. Attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage, but this is not doing anything to your roll. It's just showing you representation on the map, so that doesn't matter. Your ranged weapon attacks ignore half cover. Again, not doing anything to your roll, just showing you on the map. So before you make an attack, yeah. So none of that applies to this. So whether you have the sharpshooter feat or not, it doesn't. This doesn't do anything mechanically that will affect that. My thing, what I was trying to say is, doesn't a warlock or somebody has a thing that doubles the range of their cantrips or doubles the range of all their spells?
Spell
sniper. Let's look at that.
That's
sniper. Also a feat. Yeah, let's look at that for a second.
All right.
Okay, so I know you've been showing this with weapons, but does this also work with spell attacks, which is Roach just said?
Not at this time. I was planning on doing the spell threat ranges as a separate extension because I imagine that one's going to take a bit more and a lot more finesse.
Yeah, the spells range is doubled. So actually this, even if it did, it's not going to be till he does the spells because this is only for weapons. P.S. Let's tell everybody so they can appreciate it. I don't know if you've calculated this or even thought about it, but what is your guess as to the number of hours you've put into this so far?
Hours, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I could tell you the amount of months I put into the proof of concept and then the rework from alpha to release.
Yeah, let us know.
How many months was that?
6 months for the alpha proof of concept and 2 weeks for the complete overhaul.
So a lot goes into this, everybody, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep in mind that if you want to get this, it is currently weapons only and does what we showed you, which is shows you the distance. It's more of a quality of life thing for players and DMs so that they can look at the map and go, oh my god, can I hit, is this long range? Well, what the hell's happening here? You just boom, you already know.
Right. That's the beauty of it. I aimed this extension to stop people from asking the DM, "Can I hit this creature?" And if that even happens half the time, I consider that a success.
That we should have named it that. Can I hit this? Yeah, no, but it's good. And Lord Taser is
now. There's two ways to find out. A, you can zoom in and look at the little tiny number when you're targeting. Or B, you can get this extension and just hover over your.
Oh yeah, that whole thing where the Fantasy Grounds did improve that though. It used to be super tiny. They made it a little bigger. But yeah, since Unity became the thing, when you target somebody and it's 100 feet away, and you're like, in order to see that you have to zoom out so far you can't read the number. But they made it a little bigger now. But this way you don't even have to worry about it at all. You'll just know.
You got to zoom. You got to zoom out to target. You got to zoom in to read the number and realize you're like 10 feet out of range, and zoom back out to untarget.
Yeah,
and when they took away the pathing that allow the token to be moved and just put it on one end, that still irks me. I need to be able to click it from either end.
Oh yeah, Zenball did corroborates our. It would be nice to have an option to have it working all the time.
Yes, that is in the works. I wanted to isolate it so that I could easily get the DM to access the NPCs. Once I get that finished, then I'll work on making it so that everyone can see everything. Because that's really when the shit hits the fan. It's when you can see when the enemy can hit you. Oh nice. Yeah, that goblin can't hit me. Oh shit, I didn't know that goblin had a glaive.
Oops, yeah.
Where did he get that long crossbow or the longbow? Oh, I'm back here 600 feet.
Yeah, and I know a lot of. I'm actually, as much as I am a sadomasochist DM, I'm not when it comes to players either being unaware or forgetting. Well, first of all, they're not aware until it happens, but once it does, it sucks if you remember, like you're standing 2 squares away and you try to run and you get an op attack because the creature has a 10-foot range and not a 5-foot range, but you forgot that. You wouldn't really, if it was like a real life situation, that's not something you'd forget, right? Well, this will show you when he gets the NPC part of it done. You'll be able to see, like, oh yeah, that guy can still hit me. So,
right,
cool. I just put the link in the chat again. By the way, guys, we will be doing a drawing, as we do on every show, and if you win, you can get this instead of having to pay for it. But if you want to support Lord Taser, you can absolutely just go buy it, which is the whole point. Some have been sold already. Let me check, actually. Let me see how many have been sold. I think before the show started, there were 4 sold, so let's see what the number is now. But yeah, guys, if you have any other questions, please ask, because now's the time. You have his full attention. Oh, and he does have his own chat room on the Discord, so if you purchase it and have questions or need some guidance or anything, he's got his own chat room there to go and ask him questions directly. Still 4. Okay, so nobody's bought it during the show. Everybody wants to win it, and then if they don't win it, they'll buy it.
I remember holding out for that same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, if you can get it for free, sure. But, so let's see. Yeah, I get the question a lot. Okay. Anything else we need to know about that, Lord Taser?
I don't believe there's anything on...
How about letting us know how to actually activate it? It's an extension and a module, so do we have to
yes. Oh, yeah, why don't you show the module real quick? 'Cause the module has
the module
Go ahead.
Oops. The module has a couple actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I have the module in.
Oh, here, I'll open the module.
We could sell it to you.
Oh wait, story.
$10.
I'm fortunate. This is the debug and module creation. So.
Oh, so you do have it. Okay.
I got a note for the DM which basically covers that the DM won't be able to hover over the weapon entries and update the image because he doesn't have access to or ownership of the character sheet. So I had to do this so that if Sample was hovering over his weapons, Bin didn't activate.
Yeah, it completely lost me on that. I don't know what you just said.
All right, so like I'll grab Bin Sample for example. On Bin's turn, if I were to hover over these, that's unusual. I just found a bug. It opened the map.
You might have clicked on it on accident. You might have clicked on the token to open it.
Oh, that's true. But it won't update unless I'm the GM.
I misunderstood. I thought you said the GM couldn't update it, and I'm like, I don't think that's true. GM can update anything they want. They can change anybody's thing on any character sheet. I misunderstood what you said. Okay. Yeah, never mind. You don't need to go through it again. I think I misheard you. I thought you said the GM couldn't update the character sheet, and I'm like, I don't think that's true.
No, that was probably a misspeak on my part. I probably did say that.
Okay.
The GM could update the character sheet as far as going and hovering over the weapon attack for the combat threat to be displayed.
Okay, cool. So there is a module, and I would suggest, well, you and I didn't talk about this, and so, but I would suggest using the author extension. Next time you export the module and update it, make a reference manual, because that's how we like to do it, rather than just story entries. But if you've never used the author before, I can help you with it. It's super easy. It's on the forums, it's free, and it's just really easy to follow. But Celestian made that a couple years ago, and it's really awesome because you can just make reference manuals for any module. And by the way, everybody, there is a video where he's gone through this as well that's already on DM's Guild. So if you forget, or if you're want a little refresher, and you can either watch this show on YouTube, which will be long, or you can just watch this video, which is like 4 minutes. So you can go see that.
Yep. So for the module, I did make a couple of weapons to kind of showcase it. In 3.5, whenever I played a barbarian, I'd always grab the Orcus chain sword, which was this chain linked weapon that had like axe kind of blades on either side. And I always gave it the reach property because if you let go of one side, you could swing it further with the offhand. So I gave it reach for the extension. We already went through the Assassin's Dagger with the ammunition property. The rope dart with reach. The Reacher, the shiny mithril greatsword, again with reach. That was pretty much the only thing I could think of with most melee weapons. And then the Breacher.
The Reacher and the Breacher. I love it. So yeah, so you get five new weapons included with this then. And then of course you can make your own, and you'll know how to either whether you're creating from scratch or using the forge. All you have to remember that is if it is a melee weapon, you want to put melee in the properties because FantasyCons defaults to nothing when that happens.
Correct. Well, it defaults to properties like light, finesse, two-handed, heavy. Those are all the melee tags. But in order to catch them all and create the statements to display the threat, I'd have to do that 6 times over. Yeah. It was easier just to eliminate them and create a tag for melee.
Right. Oh, Zenball, that's not a dumb question. He wants to know when a player hovers over their weapon, does only the player see that range, or does everybody see it?
Currently, only the player sees that range. In the alpha test, everyone could see the underlays that were being laid down, but when I converted everything over to bitmaps and displaying images, similar to what Matakuri did with his indicators, I lost the ability to do that.
Okay.
I have to
and
refine
I don't.
because
It would be cool if other players could see it, but there's really no reason for them to, because only the player that's concerned with their range should need to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. The way I saw it is it keeps from breaking meta. You wouldn't know the range of necessarily all the weapons from the path or angle that another player's at, but they might.
Right.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't
also
want to
the
see the other players hovering over their crap.
Well, the DM should also be able to see it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's making it so that the DM can see it. That's my first I'm going to say update, is making it so that the DM can see it. After
Only
that,
when it's that player's turn, though, right? Or that character's turn in the combat tracker.
Right. And I'm going to try to make it so that all the players see the GM's turn.
Right. So
that should be an option.
Gixerist and Notham both want to know what else is planned for the complete package, and will they be separate purchases?
They will be separate purchases. I plan on doing a versatility feature so that whenever a feat or a weapon that has a versatile property gets added, it'll automatically add a second weapon entry to the weapon list for the versatile property. As far as like the correct damage, whether it's forced two-handed or not, anything like that.
So wait a minute. Do me a favor. Open up one of the PC's sheets and go to the Actions tab. So on the dagger, if you click on the hand, or just any of the weapons, if you click on the hand, it changes to two hands, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that already? So please move that out of the way. Yeah. So now, doesn't it already do that? Doesn't it change the? Like, if it's so never.
Well, it would have to have the versatile.
Yeah, my bad. Which one of these is a versatile weapon?
The spear is.
Okay. So if you change the spear to two-handed, does it not already change that?
No. Two-handed, it doesn't force anything as far as I'm aware. All it is just a tag to show that you should be using it two-handed.
No. Okay, but go to the spear. So please eliminate that weapon box that you have open. Just get rid of that. Well, okay. Now, okay, but go to the spear and click on two hands. Oh, see, it did. It changed it. That's what I was asking. It did change it from 1d6 to 1d8.
Oh.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is because they did that. Yeah, they did that so that you didn't have to have two of the same weapon. You could just change the hands.
Okay, I was not aware of that. So on versatility, it'll be dropped from planned expansions.
And it also does, like on a dagger, it also does, you can make it offhanded too, so you can.
Yes, yeah, you can. I just crushed his dream, everybody. That was live on stream. You didn't know that?
No, you didn't crush anything. It's just a roadblock. One road closed, another one opens.
It's actually something that you don't need to do because they've already done it.
Right.
Yeah.
The next big thing outside of that was going to be the spell ranged attacks, and then taking into account any feats that interact with both of these extensions.
Both? What do you mean both?
Similar to how Diablo Bob has his program set up where they kind of interact with one another on some level. I'm going to do something similar with my third installment so that the programs will share data and reference each other. So I don't have to remake the...
Okay, but sorry. Here's my confusion. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. This is all brand new stuff. He and I have never discussed this before, you guys. So I'm learning this as you're learning this. But you said both, and then you said third installment. But so far, you've got this one, and then what's the other two? I thought there was only...
The second one is going to be a spell threat range.
Oh, my bad. I completely forgot about that. Okay, I stand corrected.
It's going to access the first program's algorithm so that I don't have to recode the dynamic grid attachment for the threat range.
So you're following the same path Diablo Bob did, where he has critically awesome extensions, which includes one-click druid, and then he had another one click more, but you had to have critically awesome essentials to make that work. I see what... Yeah, you're following his path on that. I gotcha.
Yep.
So,
but
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I do plan to do some smaller standoff ones that don't require the cop. I'm going to say umbrella or core. They'll still be housed under it for like the bundling in the future and things like that, but
okay.
They won't be requiring the files to be shared with one another.
Gotcha. And there was a question from Thelgor. Any plans to do this for any other rule sets?
I would love to. I'm not sure about the rules in other rule sets, so right now I'm just doing what I'm familiar with. But as I open myself up, like I'm getting involved in Pathfinder right now, as I discover anything that they need, I may be open to coding for other rule sets.
Keeping in mind, everybody, that of course, for DM's Guild purposes, you can only do 5e. If you do stuff for other rule sets, you could put that on the Forge or whatever, but then if it's too similar to another thing, you're breaking the terms of service for DM's Guild. So that's an iffy situation, and that's why a lot of those our files got moved to the Forge. Sorry, I keep using the word moved, and I should stop using it. I should be using the word copied, because they're still on the DM's Guild, just not for sale. But those people who have them already can still get the updates on DM's Guild and do not have to buy on the Forge. But they got
shared might be a good word.
Yeah, well, but no, because shared implies you pay once and get both, and that's not true. You have to pay for both if you want both, but there's no reason to want to. I did a video. Watch the fucking video, everybody. I'm not going to talk about it. But thank you, Drake, for confusing everyone. I appreciate it. So, but the point is that the reason those got moved is because Wizards of the Coast felt that some of that stuff didn't apply to only 5e. Like, say somebody did a font. This is a completely made-up example that doesn't exist, but just for purposes of explanation. Say somebody made a thing that changed fonts. Well, you can use that in any rule set, not just 5e. And DM's Guild has to be stuff you can only do in 5e. So then if you want to start doing stuff for other rule sets, you can't not sell it, and it's a giant fucking nightmare. So I tell people, fuck every other rule set. 5e is where the money is. But if you want, people do make stuff for other rule sets, but that's just a completely different set of. It's like being in a parallel universe. DM's Guild only allows 5e, and so all the Team Stooley stuff and all the stuff I do is 5e, because you can't sell anything anywhere else unless you sell it, for example, on the Forge. But if you do, you can never have had it on the DM's Guild. It can never have existed on DM's Guild, because once it does, it's locked in for life. So that's all I'll say. I mean, I don't mean to confuse people. You can PM me in Discord if you want to know more explanation, but that's just their terms of service. Wizards of the Coast is very proprietary. Once you put something on DM's Guild, they own it, and you can't publish it anywhere else ever. So that's their rule. Okay. Yeah, crickets. I was scratching my leg. I want to make sure we catch up with everyone's questions, though.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Hold on. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get to it in time. No. Oh, I missed it. This kid was in my driveway. He obviously can't read. He was just in my driveway. I caught it out of the corner of my eye. There he goes on his bike with his little helmet.
Well, you should take a screenshot and then put a picture with a cross with a kid on it and put it on the sign. Then he knows he's not allowed.
I should have, but I didn't see it in time. I don't even know how far He might have come up to my porch, but I didn't hear it. No, the doorbell didn't ring or anything like that.
He's probably a little kid, like learning how to ride his bicycle. He doesn't know how to read signs.
No, but now I know where he lives.
That's not fucking creepy at all. Anyways, back to questions. Let's see.
Yes.
As the DM, if I'm just using the combat, does it work for NPCs, and can you give a demo?
It does not work for NPCs at this time. I'm doing my best to figure out how to access the combat tracker in that way, but they don't store weapon properties in the same fashion. So I've got to figure out another way to calculate the weapon ranges.
Oh
Right.
yeah, because NPC sheet's different. Just make all your NPCs into PCs. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh my god.
You could do that. You legitimately could do that, and then the weapon threat ranges would work every time.
No one's gonna do that. P.S.
Well, there you
everybody,
go. You could the new coding pack, the new updated NPC package, NPC to PC module by Team.
Yeah, then
There
the
you go.
PCs are gonna be the tokens up here in the upper left of the thing are gonna be all the way across the screen and down 2 times. It'll never happen.
No, not as a GM. They don't appear up at the top.
No, but if they were PCs, they would.
No, not if you take ownership as a GM.
No, that's not true. As the GM, every player. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's only player. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You could put them up there if you wanted, but yeah, why would you do that? Mosk and Foz wants to know how long till we have the spells.
I have not started on that. In theory, I have half of it done already. The only thing I need to do is find a way to access the spell list rather than the weapon list in the actions tab. And from there, access whatever spells you have attributed to the list.
Okay. Let's give away a prize. This
sounds like a great idea.
This will be anything that you, same as always, everybody, anything with my name on it on the DM's Guild. You can get for free if you win this drawing, including the thing that Lord Taser made. If you want that, we can give that to you too. So let's put a keyword. Let's say that the keyword is Lord Taser. And let's start. So if you want to enter the drawing, everybody, just type in the chat, all with no spaces, ! Lord Taser, 1 S. No Z's, Mosk and Foz. It's TASER. And
although it would be cool if it had a Z.
Yeah, we yeah. It actually used to have a Z. When he was a younger man, he had it as a Z, but he changed it.
Yeah, a lot. I actually got a story behind that too.
Does it have "Don't Tase Me, Bro" in it?
No, it has the opposite.
Oh, okay. Tell us the story. Let's hear it.
Tase me, bro.
I got into an argument with my mom one time, and she's got this habit that whenever we get into an argument, she calls the cops. And she called the cops on me. She called the cops on me for this one argument, and
it's tough love, okay? It's tough love.
Oh my god!
So they show up, and she meets them in the driveway after begging me to leave so that we don't have to deal with the cops. And I'm like, no, you called the cops. We're gonna deal with it. So she talks to them for a minute at the end of the driveway. They come up and go to immediately put me in handcuffs.
Oh my god!
I get into an altercation with one of the officers. I don't punch him or anything, but I don't let them put me in handcuffs. And his partner goes, "I've got a taser." I'm like, "I don't give a fuck. Go ahead and use it." So they used it. My dad gave me the nickname Taser, and it just kind of stuck.
How old of a person were you when this happened?
17, 18.
Oh, so
I just picture sitting around at home with your family. Less filling, tastes great. Let's call the cops. Let's put this on someone's record. Shit.
That's not far from the truth, to be honest.
Wow. So that's how millennials grew up. That's cool. Let's
No, that's
draw a
just
winner. I know
we
that's
didn't have tasers. We didn't
yeah,
have tasers.
Let's
We
draw
had
a winner. Here we go,
whips,
everybody.
belts.
The winner
Yeah.
is Irish Lad. What's up, Irish Lad? Sweet.
woo! Congratulations.
Has been following the stream since the 1st of August. So, Irish Lad, I don't know that you've won before, but here's what you do. You send me a personal
He's won
message.
before.
Has he?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
cool.
he goes by like Seamus or something.
I don't know. But send me a personal message in Discord and let me know the item that you want and your DM's Guild email. In case you use multiple emails, it's got to be your DM's Guild email. And yeah, and then I'll send you what you want. And that's how you do it. That wasn't a filler. That is literally how you do it. So I said it that time. Before the show, I was telling you guys, I say that's how you do it, just as a filler. So there's no dead air. Like there was a couple minutes ago when there was clearly dead air for like 15 seconds. Very uncomfortable.
Well, we can hear you scratching your leg, though.
You can hear it.
Wasn't totally.
We were
totally
giving
bad.
everyone the surround sound effect of.
Well, and it's not, it's
An
funny
ASMR
because
thing.
the last couple days I've been using my Yeti mic, and so when I bent down below the table, I thought, well, I can't talk. They won't hear me anyway. Meanwhile, I'm using AirPods, and the microphone is in my ears, so I can go in. Yeah, I can talk anywhere. It doesn't matter.
So when you go into the other room and take a pee, just remember that.
Right.
God.
I
Oh
will.
God.
I did before the show, and I muted. I definitely muted before I went in there.
There's a hydrate redeem, Rob.
Oh, a hydrate redeem. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Is Fury helped me to come up with some things down there. So in addition to being able to at the lower left where you can spend your points, your chat points, you can also make me hydrate, which I will do now. I have water here.
Yeah, we'll mark it as completed.
Yes,
Let's all make him hydrate till he pees himself. Come on. How much?
You can also make me show the driveway cam, which I did already earlier, and check street cam, Gorvidal. Boom, there it is again. There's that kid on his bike and his dad. All right, now let me hold on. I got my.
Don't yell at them. Don't yell.
No, I don't need to. I've got my. Let me just get my remote for my sniper. Hold on.
I'm gonna have somebody.
I don't know what the range is. I've never fired it. I don't know.
Just download the extension for your weapon.
Then it draws a circle right there, like that. Yes, excellent. Pretty soon, when it starts to get to be fall and winter, somebody during the stream it'll be dark the whole time, so people will ask for that cam, and it'll just be dark out there. I have lights, though,
but you get snow, right?
I do get snow, yeah.
I don't get snow, so I get excited for that.
Listen, I've been snowed on in Texas before. Maybe not Corpus Christi, but still, there is snow in Texas. As a matter of fact,
somebody played an AMA.
Oh, ask me anything. Oh, that was another one we came up with. So Diablo Bob, you can ask any question of the. We won't put Taser on the spot. Oh well, I guess that was I said it too late. He wants to know if you're still nervous.
No, not so much. That kind of went away during the pre-show.
Good. Yeah, I tried to. He was a little nervous. Everybody, I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people when they've never been on the show before. They tell me, "Oh, I'm a little nervous," and I say, "Don't worry about it." And then sometimes people reveal.
They just don't want to get yelled at by you. That's really
no. I'm a good guy. Don't get on my bad side. But a lot of people then will tell me. I don't know if Lord Taser said this or not, but a lot of people will say they'll reveal they've never been on a show. They've never been on any podcast, on a show. They've never done anything with a microphone. And I'm like, okay, well, and of course I was a professional comic. I was in front of audiences of hundreds or thousands for 15 years. It doesn't bother me. But I get it. Some people have a fear of, actually Seinfeld has a really good joke. People's greatest fear is public speaking. Number 2 is death. Number 1 is public speaking. That means if you're at the funeral, you'd rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. That's a great joke. But he said he was a little nervous, and I told Lord Taser that the audience was very supportive, and everybody wants to hear what he has to say, so there was no reason to be nervous, and then it went away. So there you go. But yes, as I was saying, down at the bottom, you can redeem Street Cam, AMA, or Hydrate, as well as highlight your message. Bullshit. What was the deal with the Discord today earlier? Oh, yeah. It's just the same old shit. Haters. I don't want to get into it. But I was banned from the forum. Oh, here, let me show that to everybody. Let me go to the Fantasy Grounds forums. Let me go. This will be funny. So let me go to what?
You're banned. You can't get on it.
No, that's not true. It's you know how sometimes websites don't. Oh, maybe you are right. Whoa, okay. Whoa. No, but that's just simply not.
That looks like a server end problem.
That's not me being banned. That's just not being able to go to the thing.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Okay, here it is. Rob Tui, right up here. This is me. You've been banned for the following reason. Don't post in other paid creators' threads. Temporary 1-day ban. The next time will be longer and then a permanent ban. Date the ban will be lifted September 13th, tomorrow at 1 p.m. I would have really appreciated a capital right here. Don't
and
post.
I know at 1 p.m. Eastern, you're going to be checking it. You're just going to be refresh.
No, that's
refresh,
1 p.m.
Refresh.
That's 1. Oh, is it Eastern? No, it's 1 p.m. Pacific.
Well, I mean,
it's my time zone. 1 p.m.
Yeah, it matches the time of the ban.
Yeah. And I didn't even know I was banned. I was talking with a person whose opinion was that I could do better and not, clean up your act, Rob. All you're doing is making enemies. All you're doing is make people hate you. I just leave it alone or whatever. And I was talking with this person and they go, and they go, per the ban on, they showed me the ban. I go, I didn't even know I was banned. And then I go here and I'm banned. Whatever, it's just for a day. But yeah, that's the shit that was happening earlier is, of course, still shit that's, I don't even want to dignify it by naming the people that are fucking with me, but I have things I can do, but I probably won't. I don't want to spend any money on lawyers, but it's not worth it to me for the headaches and everything, so.
I was just going to say the same thing. The stress is not worth it.
It's not worth it. I live a pretty stressful, stress-free life, and I think I want to keep it that way. Even though people are actively doing things against me, I don't want to dignify it by spending my mental energy on it. So I'm not going to do it. I have ammunition, and I'm choosing not to pull the trigger, so I'm being a good guy. Better than the other party.
Oh, that's so good of you. So big
Isn't
of
it
you.
good of me? Aren't you proud of me?
I'll send you cookies or something through the mail.
People have done that before. I've gotten brownies and cookies through the mail.
That's so dangerous. You shouldn't eat things that you get through the mail.
No, from people I know, like friends.
That's even worse. I mean, I could totally put laxatives in everything that you eat.
Okay, but maybe I trust.
Not gonna eat.
Yeah, now I'm never gonna eat anything.
Why? I mean, how do you know he's not already, laxated?
Well, actually, at this point, if you've been doing it this long, then it's probably he's built up an immunity to it, and you got to up the dosage.
So what it was people sent me food in the mail when I was sick and had my liver transplant and stuff. They sent me like cookies and brownies, like 3 or 4 people did. I ate them.
I don't even like the
yeah, you're right, Roach.
Preferred method of communication.
Roach is right. I live a pretty stress-free life unless somebody comes in here. Then the stress level goes up off the charts. Damn kids. So next week's show will be...
Hitting children with a pink gun?
No.
Paintball?
Airsoft?
No, I have a BB gun, but I wouldn't shoot that at a person.
They have the motion-activated water sprinklers.
Oh, listen,
Ooh,
Diablo Bob sent me links of. But so here's the thing: is that would just be such a waste because in my front yard there's already a sprinkler system. You know, these things pop up and shoot water out, right? It's already there. So, and the whole neighborhood was built that way. So everybody who lives here knows that everybody has sprinkler systems. So if I set up something that was like on a tripod here with a sprinkler head, you know, one of those ones like that was set up on like some laser beam trigger or whatever, people would know that I'm only doing that for that reason. So it would be obvious, and it would be.
And it could
And the
repair them.
sign doesn't tell that? I mean, what? I mean, it should be mounted on top of the sign.
You know, you should live in Texas so that way you can shoot all your trespassers.
Well, yeah, but so then that requires me to be sitting here, then see somebody in my driveway and be able to get to my front door, open it, run out there and shoot people before they are off my property. And I'm like an old, fat, out of shape guy. I can't do that.
Sprinkler activation trigger and use a AK-47. You know, you just substitute.
No. You think like a sniper. Shoot from undercover. Shoot from inside the house. That way he don't see it coming.
Yeah.
You're good.
He doesn't have the patience to lay down on the floor looking through a scope for hours on time.
I don't think I can lay down on the floor. I think if I did that, there's no getting up. That's literally how much out of shape I am, you guys, and how much upper body strength I don't have. If I fall, I can't get up without like using furniture or a chair.
We need to get you a life alert.
Well, I have a life alert. It's called an iPhone. Actually, I've never tested it, but both my watch and my phone have a thing that if I fall, it does like send an alert to somebody. I read about it, but I've never.
Is it pre-recorded? Help! I've fallen. And
I don't know. I just my iPhone popped up with a message one day that said if you fall, this alert will pop up, and I think I can press a button and call 911. I don't know. I've never. Thank God, knock wood, I've never needed it. I don't fall. I'm very careful. All right. By the way, Lord Taser, this is what happens. We do the show, and then about the last 15 or 20 minutes just devolves into this bullshit. People love it.
It's great.
This is what happens. Rob got brownies from Fury. Mute the AirPods. Yeah. All right. Last chance, everybody. If you have questions regarding, doesn't have to be about Lord Taser's product, but anything in Fantasy Grounds, we can answer your questions if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll put her down. We've done an hour and 10 minutes, and I will go and see if Irish has PM'd me yet to get his prize, which he has not, but he will. By the way, Irish lad, please do that sooner than later. Don't make me wait all night, because I literally, after the show ends, I literally sit here and stare at my screen until the prize winners send me a message so that I can get them their prize. So the sooner the better. Yes, BR Gemmet, it is good to see Diablo Bob feeling better. He was feeling quite ill for a while. But I think that happens to most parents who have young children. They go to school and they bring back crap. And that's I did that to my parents when I was a kid. My mom was a school teacher though. She was forever getting sick from kids in her class. And now when that happens, you die. So it's much better these days. If you're not vaccinated. Get the vaccination, everybody. There's your political message. Wear a mask. Don't be an idiot. Don't be a COVIDiot. This is where the audience drops by a third. Right here. Boom. Fuck Rob Toohey and his democratic policies. I don't care.
Well, it seems like we've gone up. People are agreeing.
Trying to get caught up in the coding. Okay, so Lord Taser, anything else from you that we might have forgotten or you'd like to say, and you can give people your. Well, I know you don't have Twitter, but I guess best place to contact you would be to come to the. Oh, here, let me show everybody. If you go to the Discord, everybody, he does have his own Lord Taser stuff right here. He's got his own. Support room or chat room that you can go to and ask him. And let me put the link one more time for people. If you didn't win the product and you want to get it, there's the link so that you can get this fantastic news. He chose red. I tried to talk him out of it. He chose red, everybody.
I'm sorry, I'm a
for
Sith all the way.
But that's going to be his color now. So if you see red, that's him. It looks nice when you blow it up, but when it's small, it's got like, the red does that. My purple ones do that too. They kind of look a little blurry unless you blow them up big like this, but that actually kind of looks good. Anyway,
You
everybody,
gotta look at it for like 1 second when you're hitting the buy button, and then that's it. You don't look at it.
Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold on, I can do this live. I need to go to. I can actually do this live. I need to add this to the Team Tui package. So let's do it.
Oh,
I'm going to do that live right here in front of everybody. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yep.
yeah. Is that your?
Okay.
Oh, is that your credit card information there? Okay,
No, it's not my credit card information. Drake's out to get me, everybody. Let's go to promotional tools. Let's go to create manage bundles. Let's go to Team Tui Fantasy Grounds Essentials bundle. Add remove titles. This is all behind the scenes, everybody. Go all the way down. Let's add Fantasy Grounds complete offensive package threat fields. Add this to title. So now, if you buy the package, these are all 15% off. So yeah, so by the way, if you see a sale for $8.50 instead of $10, that's what happened. Lord Taser, okay. Somebody bought the bundle and got the 15% discount.
Okay.
But they
I'll
in order
pass
to do
that
that,
along my artist.
Yeah, he might see the 15% reduction but that's good because that means people are buying everything, so that's awesome. All right, so we did that. Boom. All right. Furied or Drake, any final words before we end the show?
Everyone's asking you to put 85%, 99% off the package for a few minutes.
No, you didn't see 85% off. You saw 85% of the price. It's 15% off. And no, Winnick, I'm not going to change it to 99% off for a few minutes. Here, watch. No, I'm not going to do it. That'd be crazy. Even the Insanity bundle is only 75% off. All right, good. Well, listen, thank you, Taser, for being on the show. Really appreciate it. And you'll come back whenever you add something or get another thing going. We'll have you back. And yeah. And thank you to my co-hosts. Say again.
I was gonna say I'll be back whenever I have a major update for the extension or any other subsequent extensions.
Cool. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of what's left of your weekend. And we shall see you again. So there's no game Friday, but Drake and I will see you back here on Saturday for the game. And that'll be super fun. Si, senor. And until then, good gaming, everyone.